morning, brothers and sisters from Infiniti family. I'm back here again with my next fortnight message. And in this fortnight message, I want to talk to you about something which is a long-term thought process actually, right? In this business, many people actually don't understand that there's a what exactly they are doing, why exactly they are doing business, right? Okay, let me tell you one thing. If you are not aware about what exactly you are building, you will not be able to build a sustainable organization with a rock solid foundation. And this business is all about creating a legacy. This business is all about creating a system which will run for generations actually, right? And for that system to be generated, you need to have a very, very long-term vision, and you need to understand what exactly are you building. So I want to talk here about something which was there in our head when we started building, and that's the reason why the organization is sustaining even after so many challenges in between and still going on, right? The reason is because every time we take any action, every thought, we implement every process we implement. There's a long-term vision actually which is attached with that thought or action. So I want to talk to all of you who are building this business for the same purpose. Of course, we need to have a short-term goal which will give you energy and everything. But you need to understand that unless you don't understand the repercussion of every action or every thought which is basically going down in the organization, you will not be able to build an organization which will sustain for generations actually, right? Like for example, I've seen people opening markets left, right and center for immediate checks. Now what I think when I go through something like that for example, if somebody telling me that I have a prospect in such market, and there's a system which is already there, can I send a prospect there? Can someone show the plan there? My next question is, someone will show the plan, but after that what will happen if that person sign up? Are you able to go there and consistently support that person? Because without a working upline, that person will not be able to grow. Yes, cross-line support, system, everything will be there, but that is not enough for that person to grow. And in few weeks time, what will happen? That person will not be able to grow, will get frustrated, and what will happen? That person will become negative. And that, not only you are killing that person's dream, but also you are a reason why there is a bad publicity of this industry also, right? That is the reason why people have perception that in this industry, people just sign up and leave people, right? So my point is that, every action of yours, do you really think in a long run how it is going to affect not only your organization, not only your downlines, but also the perception of the industry actually, right? Is people are getting, people are getting good experience about it, or people are getting bad experience about it? And it starts from you actually, right, as a leader. Because my upline always told me, you show me the leader, I'll show you the team. Which means the leader's mindset and the vision and the thought process actually gets duplicated into their downlines actually, right? So for small little checks, if you sign up somebody where you're not able to support, don't do it actually, right? Even for hot zone, yes, if it is a relative, you want to give early coming advantage, as a hot zone you can sign them up. But no need even to actually make them excited for the business, because once they get excited, what will happen? They will start talking to people without any support, and what will happen? They will fall on their face, and then they will start talking negative about the business, right? I've seen people signing up somebody in a remote location where some other teams are operating, right? And some event happens, they send them, the hot zone is gone to the event, and suddenly super excited, right? And after that, there is no one to support. Or maybe somebody visited once and then there is no one else after that, right? My point is that why you are sending that person to that event? It's like, if you have two kids, if you have one kid actually, right? And you are alone in the house, and if the kid is sleeping on the bed and you have a lot of work to do in the house, you have to manage the kitchen, you have to manage the house and everything. Are you going to allow kid to sleep and finish all your work and later on wake up the kid? Or you will wake up the kid and leave him on the bed and go to finish your other work, right? If you're going to do that, what will happen? The kid will fall down from the bed actually, right? Okay? And you will hurt that kid. You will hurt that kid and you will hurt, everything around it. So that's how, if your downline, one of the downline is sleeping actually in some remote location, don't wake him up till the time you are not sure how to support him actually, right? Don't open left, right, center markets here and there, okay, until unless you have a plan to consistently support that market, right? So as a leader, sometimes we have to take calls to say no many times, right? Okay, it's not all about, don't do it like a hunter actually, right? You have to be a farmer, and a farmer need to be there around the farm to protect the farm from insects, from different, natural calamities and everything, right? And it's, that once the person start and he fall on his face, his experience about the industry, okay, become bitter actually, right? And he will never ever try again with someone else, okay? So my point is, are you basically taking every action with a long-term vision in your head actually, right? Okay. There are many more examples. For example, any drive coming in, right? Any drive from upline coming in, right? Okay. That drive is basically there to build a culture, some culture. For example, a 20 DR drive, or for example, L1 drive, a club velocity drive, right? That drive is there to build a L1 culture. That drive is there to build a culture of having a target every week. That drive is there to build a culture to do more DRs actually, right? Okay, club velocity, elite club, that, it's basically to build a culture. And any organization, okay, become big and sustainable only based on what kind of cultures are actually built in that organization, okay? But many people look at short-term, those drive as a short-term benefit actually, right? Because in that drive, they will push their people in good way or sometimes bad way, okay, only to pull business, right? Of course, business in drives need to go up, but understand, it has to go up organically by building a culture. And after the drive, that culture should not die down. That culture should continue after that drive. That is a long-term vision. That is a long-term thought process which will help you to build an organization on a long-term basis actually, right? So the point is, you check your thought process. You check in your organization, your leader's thought process. Are they thinking short-term, too short-term, okay, and working like a hunter? Or they are becoming a farmer, okay, by thinking a long-term, okay, by thinking that what they are building is a long-term thing. You cannot just create babies all over and make them grow on their own. You have to hold their hand. You have to be there. You need to know who will go and support them. Obviously for initial days, initial months, maybe 1 year, and then eventually they will carry on the same thought process for other markets actually, right? So check yourself, check your team, check your downlines, okay? Are you guys carrying a short-term vision and pulling business week on week, or you are actually instrumental in building a culture which will actually create a sustainable long-term organization? Are you using all the drives to create a culture which is instrumental in having a strong foundation of the organization through that culture? Are you the one who's building a market organically, one by one, not all across, with a support system? Are you creating a support system in those markets? Do you have a bandwidth to support those markets or those downlines? Okay. Do you have that roadmap for every time new market actually, right? You cannot go all over. I've seen people talking about, I've got 10 markets, I've got 15 markets. Believe me, I don't count those markets where I cannot go or my ISBs are not there going consistently actually, right? Because if somebody going consistently, then only that market will grow to a sustainable level actually, right? Having 4 downlines does not mean you have a market over there, right? Yes, it can be a potential market when you plan a growth over there followed by a sustainable support system actually, right? Okay. Otherwise, it is not a market. So please understand, don't unnecessarily wake up people left, right and center if you don't have a plan to support them. If you don't have a bandwidth to support them actually, right? So again, in short, think about every action you take. Learn to say no sometime, or withhold the decision to start something new if you don't have a bandwidth. And that is what exactly is sustainable. Okay? Later, I'm not telling don't open markets, but have a planned approach. Don't just go haywire here and there, right? Don't just travel. Sometimes people come and ask, can I go to that market? Why? I have 4 people in my cash out there, so I'll just go there. Then when I ask, what about your existing team? No, I'll go once in a month. It is not possible to build any market going once in a month, right? Okay. So anywhere when you build it, you need to be there for 12 to 13, 12 to 15 days actually in a month. May not be all together, but every week 2 to 3 days. You know, that's how exactly it works. It is like giving a birth to a new baby actually, right? Okay. And you cannot send anyone who's not experienced of building teams, okay? And based on that, you cannot open a market, right? Okay. So once you have built few teams in your base market, then only you have an experience to go out and do that, right? Okay. So kindly check yourself, check your thought process, check your actions in last 1 year or 2 years. Okay. Whether it is any drive, or it is new market, or it is any new downline, right? You know, are you doing all these things having a long-term vision or a hunter attitude actually? Right? If it is a hunter attitude, believe me, you may earn some checks, but it will not be sustainable. And I'm sure you know that in this business, we are not here just to make some checks. We are here to create a legacy. We are here to create a system. We are here to basically build a sustainable organization which can actually feed our next generation as well, right? Okay? So guys, have a long-term vision. Don't act like hunters, right? And I'm sure you understand what I'm talking. And I'm sure you also want to build something which is sustainable, right? You also want to sit back and relax one day and see things are happening on its own with or without you as well, right? Okay? And that is only possible when you learn to say no for instant gratifications at times, thinking about the long-term vision. Okay? Take a step back, look around and see where all you did mistakes by thinking a short term. All the drives which come through your applying, are you using it to build a culture, or you're using it as a hunter just to pull UVs? Okay? And if you're doing that way, believe me, this is not going to sustain. Okay? So organizations need to build on culture, on a long-term vision. Are you building the same way or a hunter way? Okay? So, and believe me, if you build it that way, it will feed your next generation. Okay? Thank you very much, and I'll come back with my next fortnight video with a new thought, with another learning, right? Thank you very much, and I love you guys, and Infiniti rocks, and all of us are going to build a sustainable organization across the globe slowly with a long-term vision. Thank you very much.